Although WordPress is the most simple platform to build websites, providing security to the websites from the hackers can be a challenge. So in this video, we will look at a very simple plugin by which we can achieve secure website and also stop spammers from spamming our website. So let us check out. Hey guys, this is Prakash from theskillbuild.com, and this is one of my website which I will show you how the login happens. So usually we have the login as the website name and we type wp-admin. So this is a common login that we have, which has the website name and a slash, then wp-login. So if a hacker is trying to hack your website, it is very easy for him to find out the login page for WordPress. So let us see another example. So this is another website of mine, and I'm trying the same thing here, wp-admin, and if you see this, it says the page is not found. So here what I have done is I have optimized this website in such a way that the hacker will have a hard time to hack my website. So let us check out in this video how we can make our website hack proof. So here I am on the WordPress dashboard now, and this is the same website which is having the login as wp-admin. So this is the login page, and this is very easy to find out the login page for any WordPress website. So what we'll do, we will make use of a small plugin. So hover over to the plugins and say add new. So here search for iTheme security. So here you will see the plugin named iTheme security, which was formerly known as Better WP Security. And if you check, it has more than 1 million active installations and having a very good rating. This was updated a month ago and it is compatible with my WordPress version. So let us install this plugin, and as you see, this is a free plugin and has a lot of good features which can give a very good security to your website. Now I will activate the plugin. Once it is activated, you will see a logo and a tab for the security. So let us go to settings. And here it is asking for a basic setup. So it says security check and it reads some features and settings are recommended for every site to run. This tool will ensure that your site is using these recommendations. So of course we don't have any option, but these basic settings will lead to a very good security to an extent without doing much of the settings in details. Let us say secure site, and it will run the basic security setup. You will see here, and it has already done its work. It has identified remote IP entry to protect against IP spoofing, strong password enforcement, changed the REST API setting in WordPress Secret to restricted access. So this is a very important setting. This can lead to a lot of protection against the hacking. So the next one is identified server IPs to determine loop back request, identified loop back IP, banned users is enabled as recommended, and database backup is enabled as recommended. So you will see two errors here, and these are the usual errors, and we just need to set this for the correct format. So you will see the first error is a redirect HTTP request to HTTPS. This has to be done manually because the plugin has identified that the website is a secured website and we can enable this. So I will say redirect the HTTP page request to HTTPS. So this is done, and the next one is it is asking me to activate network brute force protection. So we'll look into this in the later part of the video, and we just need to verify that this is a correct email address. So let us activate network brute, and you will see all the security checks have now been done. So let us close this page and go to the actual settings. So here on the dashboard, you will see a lot of modules. So you will see security check, global settings, notification center, user groups, 404 detection, away mode, banned users, database backup, and a lot many things. So we'll go through all these settings one by one and ensure that our website is completely secure from any hacking threats. So let us check the first setting. So we have already seen the security check. So the basic setup we have done in the first step. The next one is the global settings, and let us click on that. So under the global settings, you will see something like the host lockout message and user lockout message, community lockout message. So these are the messages which the hacker will see if he tries to hack our website. So what the hacker does is they will try with many pages like the login pages, the WordPress login pages, or they will try using multiple accounts or multiple pages of the website to get into the data of your website and try to manipulate it. So this is a very important setting, and you will see that we can ban repeat offenders. So if a hacker is trying to hack your website, he has to try multiple ways and try to get onto different pages, different files of your website. So for that, he will definitely have to attempt multiple times to log in to some of your pages. So here we can have the offender or the hacker banned to get into your website. So how it works is it has some settings like ban threshold, ban lock back period, and lockout period. So what exactly this means is if the hacker is trying to get into the pages. So if he is attempting too many times, he will be banned for 15 minutes. So he will see some error, like it will say error, and he will not see the pages for minimum 15 minutes. So the ban lock back period is 7 days. So within 7 days, if the hacker gets locked out for 3 times, he will be banned permanently from your website. So this is how the settings will work, and he will say this message like you have been locked out due to too many invalid login attempts, and he will be restricted from using your website. So let us keep this as 3 lockouts in 7 days, and the lockout period will be 15 minutes. So each time he will try to get in, he will get a message and he will be locked out for 15 minutes. So any consecutive 3 lockouts in 7 days will ban the user permanently from your website. So very nice feature. Apart from that, we have to whitelist, or we have to ensure that our own IP address is not locked out. So there is a way, and it says authorized host list. So you can add your IP address. So don't forget, you can just click on this and it will get your IP address. So this IP address is kind of a whitelist, and it will not be banned even if there are multiple login attempts. So this global setting is an important setting, and you can block any offender or a person trying multiple times to get onto any of your pages. So further, you will see manage iTheme security. So let us not change anything here. So it has a way to give permissions to different people to manage the security of your website. So let it be as it is. So the next thing is the log type, and log is something wherein it will create a database about any security threats to your website. So if you wish to keep the logs to be analyzed by the technical person, you can keep the data, and let us not change this and keep it as database only. So it will create a database for the hack attempts on your website. So if you wish to keep these logs for 60 days or 180 days, you can keep those logs and files. So let us not keep it too long. Let us make it 30 and maybe 60 days. And if you wish to find out the logs, you can find the logs in this particular file. Great. So it is stopping the person from multiple attempts to log into your website, and also creating a data for any security threat and keeping a log of it. So very important features this plugin has. So nothing more on this page, and let us save the settings. So we are back on the dashboard, and let us see the next setting. So the next one is the notification center, and if you go inside, you will see the notification center manage and configure email notifications sent by iTheme security related to various setting modules. So here, if you enter any email address, any kind of a security threat will be notified to you on that email. So if you want that notification to be sent to all the administrators, you can click this, or if you want to send it to a particular admin or the main admin, you can click this. So I'm not enabling this and keeping it as it is. You can have different settings for the notifications here. So not a very important thing, but if you have a team of administrators and a technical team who should be immediately notified, you can make use of the notification center. So I'm just saving this setting and going to the next setting. The next thing is the user group setting. And if you go inside, you will see the user groups. So user groups are particularly the groups who are having different permissions to your website. So if you want to give them some additional permissions, you can go to this edit group and you can select the role, like the administrator capabilities we can allocate to the shop manager or the administrator. So likewise, since we are using a new plugin here, so this feature, if we enable it, it will ask these groups to select a strong password. So if they already have a strong password, it will not ask them. But if any one of these groups, if the iTheme security plugin finds that it is not a strong password, it will prompt them to change the password. So nothing very important in this tab, but you can make use of these settings. So I'm not currently enabling anything here, and I will just close it and we'll move on to the next setting. The next setting is for the 404 detection. So let us understand what this 404 error is. So any hacker, if he is trying to hack our website, for example, we had seen in the beginning, I will type my website address and the same global admin page. So wp/admin, and I will try to get into my login page for this website. And here you will see a page not found error. So this is the error called as 404 error. And any person trying to get into the pages which is not having this URL will be noted as a 404 error. So depending on this, if you enable this important setup, you will see some settings inside, and let us configure these settings. So the 404 setting is in addition to the global settings that we have already done. So in the global setting, we have seen that any person, if he is logged out 3 times in 7 days, he will be permanently banned to use our website. So similarly, here, if the person is getting 404 errors 20 times in 5 minutes, he will be blocked or locked out from your website. So if you wish, you can make changes to this, like if I want only 10 errors in 5 minutes and the person should be locked out, I can make those changes here. So there are few exceptions to this rule, as in there are few folders which are crawled by your Google AdSense or your caching plugin particularly. We shouldn't disallow them. So here are a few pages which are ignored for the 404 file error. And there are a few whitelisting for the file types as well. So these files, in particular JPEG, JPG, PNG, GIF, and CSS, even if any hacker gets into it, he cannot make any changes to it or cause any harm to your website. So particularly if the hacker gets into the PHP file, there are chances that he can make the changes and hack your website. So ensure that you are not putting the PHP file for the ignore file types here. So don't do that, please. And we have completed the setup 404 detection, and let us save the settings. The next setting here is the away mode, and this is one of the interesting setting. So let us enable it and see the configuration settings. So as you know, to hack a WordPress website, the hacker might try to get into your dashboard first, because it is very easy to manipulate anything from the WordPress dashboard if the hacker gets the access to it. So the away mode can in a way help you, because here you can make settings wherein the dashboard is not visible or accessible during a particular time. So let us see the settings so that you will understand this better. So type of restriction, if you want to set it as daily, so daily between, say for example, 10 p.m. to maybe 6 a.m. or 7 a.m., I don't want anyone, including me, to access the WordPress dashboard for my website. So this will restrict the access to the WordPress dashboard completely. The second setup can be a one-time setup. So you can disable the dashboard access completely between a time period like, say for example, 22nd of May. So this will start on 10 p.m. 22nd of May to maybe 26th of May 7 a.m. So during this period, if I'm traveling and I know for sure that I will not access the dashboard for my website, I can disable the access completely. So by doing this setup, definitely we can restrict the hacker from doing anything through our dashboard. So I'm not enabling this, so not setting this at the moment, but you can make use of the daily or a one-time setup if you are sure that during a particular time you are not going to access the WordPress dashboard. So let us close this and I will disable this. So the next setting is for the banned users and it is automatically enabled. So let us see the configuration settings for it. Here there are very few options, and most important thing is that we need to enable the hackrepair.com's ban list feature. So what this hackrepair.com has is they have a list of IP address which can be a threat to your website. So we just want to import all those IP address which can have a possible threat to our website. So just enable this, and rest you can keep as it is, not that important. So you can just go and save these settings. The next setting is for the database backup, and again it is auto enabled. So let us get into the configure settings. Here, if you see, this is a setting for the database backup, which is really important. as it will back up all the files. So even if your website gets hacked somehow, you will have a backup for your website and you can just maybe replace it and your website will be up and running. Let us see the settings here. So backup full database, I will enable this, and there is a backup method also. So it can be an email sent to you, or the backup is saved locally, or it can be both. So I'm just saying email only, and how many backups you need to retain, you can enter it here. So I will just say 3 backups I need. I don't want to keep too many backups. So the recent 3 will be kept or will be sent to this email, and it has to be sent to me in a zip database format. So I'm just enabling that, not doing any changes. Let us save this. The next important setting is for the file change detection, and you just need to enable it. Get into the configure settings, and here you can get an idea about any changes made to any of your files, like the style CSS, WP admin, WP config, or any of the database files. So changes made to these files will be notified to you. So there are a few exceptions here to this rule. So any changes made to the MPG or other files which are not too important will not be notified. So you just need to do one thing. Whenever you come to this particular page, you can just go and say scan files now. So it will make a copy, and any changes done to these files will be notified to you immediately. So if you get any such notifications and you know for sure that you yourself haven't done any changes, you can go and check maybe that file. So if the hacker has put in any code or any script to the files, you can go and change that immediately. So very important and a very handy tool to know that the files on the database have been changed or hacked by any of the person. And maybe further you can go into the logs and ban that IP address who has done the changes to the files. So very important. We haven't done anything, but whenever you come to this file change detection, you can scan the files and get the backup done. So I'm just saving the settings. So the next thing is the file permissions, which is not that important. So let us get on to the local brute force protection that we have enabled in the basic setup in the beginning. So this one is auto enabled, and let us get into the configure settings. If you read the information here, it is very important to understand what a brute force protection is. So it reads as if one had unlimited time and wanted to try an unlimited number of password combinations to get into your site, they eventually would, right? This method of attack, known as a brute force attack, is something that WordPress is actually susceptible to, as by default the system doesn't care how many attempts a user makes to log in. It will always let you try again. So this is one weakness that WordPress has, that it doesn't count the number of attempts automatically, and it will allow you to again try the next thing. So we have disabled few multiple attempts kind of things, but there are few things which are very common, that is the use of the admin as the user ID. So this is very common, and here by setting this, we can disable any person or lock out that person if he tries to log in with a ID name as admin. So I'm enabling it because I know for sure that my login ID, I will show you here. So my login ID, if I go to the dashboard, you will see that I have a login ID as Prakash and it is not admin. So don't keep a simple login ID as admin because it can be hacked very easily. So if you are sure that your login ID is not admin, you can enable it, and any person trying to attempt maybe five times in 5 minutes, and maximum login attempts per user 10 will be permanently locked out of this website. So very interesting and very important setting here. So I'm just saving this setting and let us see the next setting. So the next thing is the network brute force protection, and it is again auto enabled, and it says join a network of sites that reports and protects against bad attackers on the internet. So let us see the settings in this. So here there is nothing you can do much, but it is important for you to understand what this setting is exactly doing. So there is a network of websites which are using the iTheme security plugin, and within this network, if anyone's website is attacked from a particular IP address, the notification is sent to the network, and all the websites will be protected against that particular IP address so that that particular IP address hacker will not attack other websites. So this is a very amazing feature that this plugin has. So it doesn't only protect you from the local attackers, but within the network, if any of the website is hacked through a particular IP address, that IP address will be banned for the complete network, and you will get additional protection to your website. So interesting, and there is nothing we can do in the setup, but an important thing to know about the plugin. So saved it, and let us see the next setting. The next setting is about password requirements, and if you go inside, so here you can set a very strong password required to log into your website. So you might have observed that many of the websites are requesting to keep as alphanumeric passwords or a strong password. So you can have the setup over here. So you can set it for the editor, the contributors, subscribers, and other group of people who are using your website. So I have enabled this because I want to keep a strong password for my website. So just save the setting. The next setting is for the SSL certificate, and it is already enabled. You must be aware what the SSL certificate is, and which is an important thing to have for your website. So if your website is having a SSL certificate, it is considered to be a safe website. And if you click on that, connection is secured. This is what it says. And any website collecting payments or keeping a data should have a SSL certificate as per the Google requirements. So let us get into the configure settings. And here just ensure that this is enabled. So by enabling this, you are redirecting all HTTP page requests to HTTPS to the secured page settings. So just do that and say save settings. So the next setting is for the system tweaks, and let us enable this and check out what is there inside the configure settings. So very important settings here. So you can check this checkbox to protect the system files. So system files are very important, and there shouldn't be any access to any of the outside person to make changes to these files. So these files can be wp config, install php, wp include, .htaccess. So very important that we disable the access to these files. Second setting is for the directory browsing. So you just need to take this also, because by mistake, if you delete the index file, anyone can access the system files of your website. So important thing is to check the system files and directory browsing. Other things here can actually affect your plugins or themes as well. So I'm not recommending anything, but based on your requirements, you can enable these settings as well. One more important thing is the PHP uploads. So no one should be allowed to upload a PHP files on your website. So enable this so that if you read it out, this will block requests to maliciously upload PHP files in the uploads directory. So very important that we enable this as well. So I will just go and save the settings. Now the next thing is the WordPress solves. And if you read it out, update the secret keys WordPress uses to increase the security of your website. So let us get into the configure settings, and you will see the information over here. If you read it out, there is a secret key inbuilt for WordPress. By enabling this option, change WordPress source, you can update the secret key. So this will enable a very strong password required to log into WordPress. So if you haven't selected a strong password, this will prompt you to make that change. So I have selected this, and if I save it, it will prompt me to change my password for WordPress. So let us check out. So I have saved it, and immediately it has prompted me to re-log in. But since I have a strong password, it hasn't asked me to change it. But usually, if you don't have a strong password, like a combination of alphabets and numbers and special characters, it will prompt you to change your password. So let me log in and come back to the dashboard. So let us check out a few more settings of the plugin. So go to security and setting. So WordPress salts we have seen now. So let us check the WordPress tweaks. If we get into the configure settings, you will see some settings here which are really important, and two of them are the comment spam and the file editor. So before I tick these boxes, let me show you something which is really important about the WordPress. As you know, WordPress is based on PHP language. So if you can access the theme editor of any website like this, if you hover over the appearance, you will see something called as theme editor. So if you click on the theme editor, you will see that you have access to the PHP files. So these are the theme PHP files, function PHP, and you can easily access these files if there is this option of theme editor. So usually it is enabled for all the themes. If I again go back to the security settings and get into the WordPress tweaks, you will see an option to disable the file editor. So if I click on the file editor, it will disable the access to the theme editor. So let us check it out. So I will save this setting. It is now saved. I will refresh the WordPress dashboard. And now if I go to the appearance, you will see that the theme editor function is disabled. So very important, because any hacker, even if he gets into the WordPress dashboard, he will not have access to theme editor to make changes to the PHP file. So very important. And let us see the next setting also, the comment spam. So by enabling this option to reduce the comment spam, this option will cut down on comment spam by denying comments from bots with no refer or without a user agent identified. So very important that we cut down such spam comments coming from robots. So automatically, if the system recognizes this kind of spam activity by robots, it will not allow on our website. So important thing. So nothing on this page, and we can just go ahead and save the settings. So with this, we have completed the recommended settings, and let us check out what is there in the advanced setting now. So I would recommend you not to touch all these settings except for one setting, that is the hide backend. So let us check this setting, hide backend. So as I had mentioned in the beginning, that it is very easy to know the WordPress login page for any website. So if I know that this particular website is run on WordPress, I can just go and type wp-admin after the website URL, and I know that this is the login page for the website. And if I go and try few passwords here, as in most of the hacking cases it happens, I can hack the website. But what if I can disable this wp-login.php slug? So the same is done here with the help of hide backend. If I enable this now, what it prompts me is I can change the slug. So from WP login, I can maybe change it to don't try to hack. So I'm changing it to don't try to hack. So after the slash, I need to type in don't try to hack. So I will copy this just to make sure that I don't forget it after changing it. If I save this, the backend feature is now active and the login URL is now bluewebagency.com/don't try to hack. So I will show it on incognito mode now. And if I type, and I will try with wp/admin now. It is giving me this 404 error that the page is not found. So if you remember in the settings, we had done one setting for 404 error. Let me show you the setting here in the recommended settings. 404 detection. So here what we had done is we have done the setting that if the 404 errors happen 10 times in 5 minutes, the user will be locked out. So this is what will happen if the hacker tries this wp-admin too many times here. So actually, if I try this now, don't try to hack, I should see the login page now. So this is the login page, which was hidden because of the setting that we did for the hide backend. So this is the setting in advanced, and in hide backing, we had changed the login slug to don't try to hack. So it is very important that we hide the login page from any attacker on the website. So I have saved the settings now, and this completes the tutorial, and hope you people are enjoying these videos. So keep watching the videos, do subscribe to my channel, and I will come up with more such informative videos. Thank you and take care.